Hello, I'm Amelia Brennan and welcome to The Spot. Today we have visual art student Teleah Cairns on National Art Day and why art is so important in a troubled world. So Teleah, why do you think art is still important?
I think art is still important because it tells us a story about what life is like today. I think it'll be important for when in the future they look back on history and see like where we were at in the world. If that's AI, depending on what that is, I think it also represents a lot of history. You can look back and see the type of history that there was and like how things were treated and how people were treated just through art. If that's of colour, race, society, I think it's always just important. I think it also teaches us a lot, and it's also important because it's there for everyone. Like it's not just there for us or art students or people that like view art, but it's also the people that make art. It's important for all ages of people, like from the elderly to like children's books for little kids. Yeah, I think art's just consistently and always will be important.
Okay. And what made you choose art?
I chose art because art's something that's been in my family for a long time. From my grandparents doing art to my mum doing art to me, and I can even see my little sister falling into like the same art patterns, which I love. It's something that I think reflects my identity in society, and I think it's important for everyone to consider art and see art for what it is.
Do you have connections?
Yes, so my family actually owns Levers, the art like the shop in Wollongong, and that's on my mum's side. And then since I was a little kid, like for all I can remember, I remember going down to like the rock pools or going outside and like always bringing like pencils or watercolours and just doing little like doodles or like little drawings. And yeah, it's just nice to even like look back at them, or I can even look back on the art my mum used to do when she was my age, and I like to like sometimes compare it or like make her teach me those things, or like I feel like there's always something to learn. It's also like a nice bonding experience for me.
Do you think that art reflects society or does it shape it?
I think it reflects society, and I also think it does shape it. I think it's a bit of both. I think it reflects society because you can see where we are at, like in the moment, but I think it also shows us where history was at, like the different like eras and stuff like that. I think it also shapes it by like putting like sometimes standards on artists, which can sometimes be a bit difficult, especially with like AI. Obviously seem like it's taking over a lot, it becomes a bit scary. But I think it's about like just trusting yourself and like what you know and like just talking to other people, and it's just, yeah, a nice way to like communicate and learn new things.
Do you think that people underestimate artists compared to other degrees?
I think a little bit, but it just depends who you're talking to. I think everyone just has their own perception on artists and art, like they do with anything in life. But I think some people definitely would see it as like an easy degree, which I can understand. But there's times when it gets stressful, and like there's a lot of like conceptual thinking and like learning, and you have to like know your history when it comes to studying it to do it.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Maybe, yeah. I think art just isn't sculptures or painting or drawings. I think art is all around us, and I think some people, like even if they subconscious or consciously choose to accept that, like I would view a chair even as art, as someone's had to design it, put effort into it. You know, things go wrong, things go right, and you always have to be constantly ready to like change and adapt to that.
Okay. Thank you so much. That's all we have today, and I hope you have a lovely afternoon.